Kill me! I'm here! Kill me!
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of Rocky V, the fifth movie in the Rocky series, hence the name. This is, in my personal opinion, and I think in the opinions of a lot of Rocky fans, by far and away the worst movie in the series. For those of you that don't know what this movie is about, Rocky has decided to retire from in-ring action, and he decides that he's going to take a young boxer under his wing, and the character is Tommy Gunn, and his nickname is The Machine, so that way he's Tommy the Machine Gun. Get it? Oh, that's so clever. The guy, that is literally the most interesting thing about him is his name, because the performance of the young boxer that Rocky takes under his wing is just terrible. He's bland. He's about as exciting as bran flakes. I mean, there is not a single moment in which where you care about his character whatsoever. And then he ends up turning on the old pro Rocky, and he goes under the wing of a character by the name of George Washington Duke that is a very, very thinly veiled version of Don King, and he's this evil kind of boxing promoter that is basically the main villain of the movie, and he takes him and he goes and he has him promoting him for a big heavyweight title fight, and then at the same time Rocky's trying to teach his son to defend himself, and the performance of his son, which was actually Stallone's real life son, Sage Stallone, who sadly passed away a few years ago, he was not good in this movie. I mean, like I said, it's unfortunate that he passed away, but that really has nothing to do with this. He comes off like all of the worst aspects of children actors at the time of this. I mean, if you look back at movies from this era and you look at most of the kid actors, most of them are super annoying. So when you think about it, it makes sense that it's probably not their fault. It's what the directors were trying to coax out of them. These they were all trying way too hard to be like either radical or bodacious or like really over the top nerdy or what have you. Like, there was no subtlety, and this kid, it's unfortunate, but he did a terrible job in this. And then it all comes to a head with this fight between Rocky and Tommy Gunn on the street, because Rocky gets in his face over his turning his back on everything that's right, and they have this big fight in the street, and it's the first time you've seen Rocky fight instead of in the ring without the rules, and it's supposed to be like this really big moment, but you're like, I mean, I am amazed to this day that they managed to make a movie where Rocky Balboa fights, and I don't really care at all. That's how bad this movie is. I think this movie should cease to exist. If I was given the choice to erase any movie from film history, I'd have to sit and think about it for a while, because there might be better options. But this would definitely be in my thought process, because it's so bad and it's so forgettable that it would just be so much nicer if it was never made, or a better version of it had been made. Because I do think that the story of the film could have worked if the performances were better, if it wasn't so cartoony, if the villain wasn't such a clear and obvious depiction of a Don King-esque character. I mean, it's just, this movie should have been so much better, but to me, it is by far the worst Rocky movie. So those are my thoughts on Rocky V. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you agree with me about its placement in the Rocky film history, and please hit that like button and hit that share button. It does awesome things. It makes it much more probable that people will be able to find my videos that may not have seen them otherwise, because the YouTube will put if you have a lot of likes, they'll be much more likely to put it in those recommended sections. And please, if you're new here, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I love talking to you guys about movies, and it would mean the world to me if you guys could do that. That way when I put out new stuff, and you'd be able to come and check it out. Other than that, have yourself a good day.